Hi, I'm Christian. Welcome back to another On the Road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Today we're working on a Whirlpool over-the-range microwave. The customer's complaint is that the user interface will not respond when pushing any of the buttons. So we've already diagnosed that the actual user interface is defective, so we're going to be replacing that today. The tools you will need to complete this repair are a number 2 Phillips screwdriver and a small flat blade screwdriver. To begin the repair, we first must remove the grill. There are two number 2 Phillips screws that hold the grill in at the left and right sides. We're going to be removing them both. Once the screws have been removed, we can go ahead and lift out and up on the grill and set it aside. Now that the grill has been removed, we can now remove the number 2 Phillips screw that secures the control panel. First, we're going to open the door and then remove the screw. Once the screw's been removed, we can gently lift up on the actual control panel by lifting towards the bottom. Once it's slid up, we'll go ahead and tilt it towards us. We now have access to the components. Now that we have access to the components inside the control panel, we're going to be removing all the wire connections that go to the main control board and the ground strap with the retaining screw. So most of these connectors are Molex connectors. We're just gonna push up on a clip and then pull the whole connector straight up, just like that. Then once you get to these gray connectors down towards the bottom, to remove them, there's a clip that you pull to the side and then lift out on the actual wires. Just like that. To remove these 2 spade terminals, there's this little actual clip on the inside that you have to depress. It's a locking tab, we'll say. So once you push it in, we can pull straight out on the actual terminals themselves. Just like that. And now we can go ahead and remove the ground screw. Once all the wires have been disconnected, we can now remove the actual control panel from the locking channel here. We're gonna slide the actual control panel all the way to the right side and then pull out, and then slide the actual clip here outside of the opening. Now we'll set the control panel on a workable surface. Now that we have the control panel on a workable surface, we're going to remove the actual main control board from the control panel. To do so, the first thing we want to do is remove the actual ribbon cable. We're going to push in on this tab and then lift up, and then we'll just remove the actual ribbon cable. Just be careful when you do so, you don't want to rip this ribbon cable. So once the ribbon cable has been removed, we can now remove the number 2 Phillips screws that are securing the actual control board onto the actual control panel. It looks like there's 5 of them. So once the screws have been removed, we can go ahead and lift up on the control board and set it aside. Now with our new user interface, let's reinstall the control board. We're going to begin by positioning the control board on top of the screw holes and then re-securing the actual control board onto the control panel assembly with the 5 Phillips screws we removed earlier. Once all the screws have been installed and the control board secure, we can now install the ribbon cable onto the actual control board. We're gonna push the clip in, pull up, and then seat the actual ribbon cable into the actual slot here, or the channel. We're gonna push in all the way. Be careful when you're doing it because we don't want to rip the ribbon cable or damage it. Once it's in, we'll go ahead and seat the clip back into its original position. Now we're ready to reinstall the control panel assembly. To do so, we're first gonna put this bottom clip here into the actual retaining hole. We're gonna slide one end in first, all the way, and then slide the other, and then let it rest there, just like this. We can now reattach the actual ground screw first, and then all the wires here. So, to reattach the ground screw, we're going to use the number 2 Phillips screw we removed earlier. We're just gonna line it up here, just like that. We can now reinstall all these wires onto the control board. So I'm gonna start with the spade terminals first. We're gonna line them up and then push them directly on. And then the other Molex connectors, they are key to fit in only one slot, so there's no way that you can get them confused. So we're just gonna match these up and then push them directly on. Got 2 left here. So once all the wires have been reinstalled, we'll go ahead and reinstall the, or resecure the actual control panel. We're gonna lift up on the control panel, slide the hooks in the openings on the sides. Once all the hooks are in their openings, we'll go ahead and slide it down carefully, and then resecure it with the number 2 Phillips screw we removed earlier. And be careful when you do so because this plastic does get very brittle over time. So if you're using a drill, make sure you have your torque turned down. Now we can close the door and reinstall the grill. We're gonna line up the grill. Once the grill's been lined up, we can go ahead and secure the grill with the 2 number 2 Phillips screws we removed earlier. Now with the grill installed, this will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality in-home repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.